what is the daily routine like for an NBA player?
On a game day, we'll go in there and we'll do our shoot around. You're working on your recovery, making sure you get in the cold tub or the hot tub. Then I get back to the crib, usually hit my Normatec, maybe watch some film for the game. Then I take my little nap. Once I get up from my nap, I get dressed to get ready to go to the arena.
Hey everyone, my name's Evan Ferguson with the Kunes Auto Group, and welcome back to another episode of Kunes Car Convos. Today we'll be driving around with Andre Jackson, shooting guard for the Milwaukee Bucks, after the Geneva Lakes Card Show for a signing event.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Having a great time, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, let's get right into it. I guess, speaking of card shows and, signing autographs and everything, how awesome is that for you as a player to be able to, you see these kids come up with, huge smiles, cheek to cheek. What does that mean for you to be able to make their day like that?
Man, it means the world to me because growing up, I was in their shoes at one point, looking up to other guys that have made it to where I wanted to be. And honestly, just to be an inspiration to them is great. And then also to just see all the kind of memorabilia that they bring. It shows that they really think about it and that, they really care. So I'm always appreciative of that.
Absolutely. I heard one of the kids ask you earlier, but for the people that obviously weren't here and to hear that conversation, who were some athletes that you looked up to growing up?
Growing up, I looked up to pretty much anybody that made it far playing basketball, even guys from my hometown that never made it to the NBA and stuff like that. But I'd say some NBA players I looked up to were like LeBron James, even Giannis, Josh Smith, Rondo. I just really love watching players, and I used to just try to watch the things that they do, and I would go out on my court and practice them. So I think that's how I kind of developed as a player.
Yeah, honestly, because I'm 26, so we're similar ages. We grew up watching same athletes, everything. I think it's really cool that you said Josh Smith. I even though I was a Bulls fan, but I will say running into him in the Hawks in the 2011 playoffs, man, he was just. It seemed like every play in the paint for the Bulls was just getting swatted away by him. So I think it's really cool that you name dropped him. He was really fun to watch.
Right, 100%. That whole team, they had Mike Bibby, Jeff Teague. I really like that team. I think they even had Jamal Crawford. Yeah,
Joe Johnson and Jamal Crawford on the same team, like the ISO kings of like the late 2000s, early 2010s. Man, we didn't realize how good we had it, did we?
No, we didn't appreciate those teams as much as we should have.
Honestly. Sadly, UConn was not able to three-peat. I mean, you can't win them all, right? Sadly.
You gotta, like how Giannis said.
Who would have thought? You gotta lose at some point.
I started off at UConn before we had won it again. You know what I mean? I've seen the ups and downs, so I know that the work is always going to, create growth. So Coach Hurley and his staff over there, they always hold it down and they're always doing the right things, teaching the guys all the things it's going to take to get to the next level and also to win at the level they're at. So I have a lot of confidence that they'll be back with a vengeance next year. Yeah,
speaking of them, what was it like to go through the tournament and to end up bringing home a national title for your school? I mean, what did that mean to you as a player?
It meant the world to me because UConn is that's all it's about. You go to the girls' side and they won 11 national championships.
My
gosh. Coach Calhoun and what he did for the program. So me, Hurley, Dama Sanogo, Jordan Hawkins, all those guys that were there from the jump, even Andrew Hurley, we all had that mission and to be able to accomplish it together, it was great just to bring UConn back.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think you get that, those two teams really are going to be talked about for a while, right up there with the 06, 07 Florida Gators and everything that also went back to back. I mean, just so I was looking earlier today just to refresh my memory of who was on the team that you were on. I mean, Donovan Clingan ended up being a year later ended up being he was a top 5, top 10 pick, and he was coming off the bench for you guys. I mean, talk about so much depth and just so many high quality talented guys. So I can't even imagine how awesome of an experience that must have been. And like you said, speaking of Coach Hurley, I'll never forget the year before you guys won it. He gave that post-game speech, and I'm kind of paraphrasing, but he was keep talking, keep laughing, because I promise you we're coming. Yeah, I remember that was one of the few times where I was like, that doesn't feel like a coach just talking smack just because he has a a big head. I'm like, that actually felt real, and
Right.
it was about as real as it could get. So yeah, once again, kudos to you guys for like a terrific run. Just about kept it going until ran into a great team like Florida, but like we said, can't win them all. But another question I had that I don't think a lot of people ever really think about is, what is the daily routine like for an NBA player? Because a lot of people wrongly assume, or always try to say, well, NBA players, just get paid to. They always try to say you get paid to play a kid's game. You just wake up and show up at the stadium or whatever. But obviously that can't be true. So why don't you walk us through what like the daily routine of an NBA player is?
So the daily routine would be on a game day or off day?
I guess both if possible. I don't want to make you go into too much detail if not necessary, but I guess on a game day. Yeah, let's go on a game day.
On a game day, we'll go in there and we'll do our shoot around. Before shoot around, maybe get your shots up, a little bit of prep to get your body warmed up so that you can go out there and perform at the highest level. Then after we get back from shoot around, once the shoot around wraps up, then you're working on your recovery, making sure you get in the cold tub or the hot tub or rolling out or whatever it is that you like to do. Then I get back to the crib, usually hit my Normatec, maybe watch some film for the game the guys were about to play. Then I take my little nap. Once I get up from my nap, I get dressed to get ready to go to the arena. Once I get to the arena, then it's my body is kind of just on autopilot by then. Basically just going there, eat my food, eat my dinner. After I eat my dinner, then I'm straight to the table, getting stretched out, getting ready to go do my prep again. I do my prep with my bands and all that kind of stuff. Just roll my body out, get my body warm. I go out there for my shooting slot, which is about 10 minutes. Get working there, come back into the locker room. Coaches come into the locker room, we watch some film, and after that, we go out there and play the game. After the game, get your recovery in. So it definitely is something that occupies a lot of your time.
Oh, definitely, yeah. So anyone out there, if you have ever in your life said, oh, the NBA players get paid to play a kid's game and, aren't worth their money, obviously they're putting in, sounds like at least like 12-hour days, if you take into factor everything that you go through. But another thing that, big happened with you recently, you got to participate in the dunk contests on All-Star Weekend. What was that experience like?
It was dope, man, just to be there and be around all like the All-Star Weekend is only the best, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
The best three-point shooters, best dunkers, and best players in the league. So just being around like that group of people just really empowered me to want to even be better, and to be able to return there again, so I definitely appreciated the opportunity, and I took it and made the most of it.
So when you're with those other All-Stars, do you guys, talk, I guess right words for it is, you talk shop or whatever, do you talk about workout routines, ways of doing stuff, or do you guys kind of talk about stuff, to take your mind off? Because, All-Star Weekend's supposed to be a break for you mentally and physically as well. So is there anything, you kind of picked up on other All-Stars that might help you in your game?
I'm on a team with 2 All-Stars, so I get to see their daily process every single day.
That's a good point.
Giannis, in my opinion, is the best player in the league. So to be able to be around him on a day-to-day basis, I feel like I could learn just through osmosis and seeing what he does and his process. So, honestly, just being there, I didn't have too many conversations with many other guys, but I mean, the NBA is filled with guys that, have a ton of knowledge that they're wanting to spread, whether that's Torian Prince, Gary Trent, my teammates. So I think I definitely confide in those guys and try to get as much knowledge out of them as I can.
So would you say, like you were saying, have 2 other All-Star teammates, obviously Giannis, biggest one. Would you say he has had the biggest impact on you, or is there another player in your team that so far has had a big impact on, like, kind of being a mentor, kind of show you other things you might not have known about the game or anything like that? Who comes to mind for that?
I think Dame, Giannis, Brook Lopez, like, I learn just by being around people. Like, I ask questions too, but I feel like it's best to watch the way somebody does something and be able to learn from that. Like, just seeing the way that Brook comes in every day and gets his work in no matter what.
Oh man, I don't think he's ever gonna retire. I mean, he's been around since what, like 07 or 08 or something like that. I mean, I can't even imagine the stories and the wisdom that that dude has.
Right.
Yeah.
And basketball it's a sport, so you break it down. Like the best players have the most knowledge of the game, and they're able to play the game with their mind. Some players play the game only with their body, and they overuse their body, when in reality you can make the game a lot easier with your mind. So Giannis and Dame, those are two guys that are always trying to tell me things and always trying to teach me something that will make me a more effective teammate. So yeah, I appreciate them.
Awesome. So you grew up in New York, you went to college in Connecticut.
Yes.
And now you're living here in the great state of Wisconsin. Of all the places that you've lived, what do you appreciate about living in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, compared to other places?
What I appreciate about Milwaukee is just the love that they show, man, and I feel like they're all really supportive. Everybody that I've ever interacted with, and another thing I really like, just the culture as well. Like every time the weekend comes around, I always see people around doing things, and there's always something to do in Milwaukee. Tons of restaurants. I like to go to the Carnivore a lot.
Oh yeah.
I like going to El Servo on the top floor of the hotel over there near the arena. There's plenty of things to do, and whenever I get some time to, explore the city, I'd love it. Especially in the summertime. I love Summerfest. And
oh yeah, that's always a great time.
Summerfest is always really good. And I also just like the lake, Lake Michigan right there is beautiful.
It really is, yeah. I mean, it may not be the biggest city in the U.S., but I think it definitely is underrated when it comes to, overall beauty. Yeah,
right.
Definitely. So we're just about back, but, I'll try to fire off, little rapid fire random questions. What shoes do you currently like to wear?
I like wearing them Dames, man. I like them Dames, yeah. Those is dope.
What about when you were in like middle school and high school? What were your favorite athlete shoes to wear?
Growing up, I really wore all types of shoes. It really didn't matter to me at that point. I was just trying to find a pair of shoes I can go hoop in, and I didn't really pay too much attention to who it was. It was more just I wanted them.
Okay. If you were stranded on a desert island and you could only, like, for whatever reason, there's a working TV there, you could only bring one year of 2K to play, which 2K year would you bring?
I would pick this 2K because I'm in it.
Oh, there you go.
I'll be on that playing as myself.
I cannot argue with that.
The Milwaukee Bucks, we got a squad this year.
I honestly didn't expect that, but that's actually a great point. So, no, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Best basketball movie ever?
Best basketball movie? I think I might be a little bit biased just because, Ray Allen is a UConn alum.
Yeah, so and was a Buck?
Right, and he went to UConn.
You literally have the same career upbringing so far as Ray Allen. What is, like, not many people can say that. UConn and then Milwaukee.
He's a legend, man. And it feels great to just, to be able to follow in somebody's footsteps like that. Such a legend, one of the best shooters to ever do it, ever touch a basketball. So always pay my respects to him. And yeah, He Got Game, got to be the best. And also Spike Lee directed it, which is one of my favorite directors. So yeah, I got to go with He Got Game.
Okay, that's definitely a good one. All right, well, we are officially back at Lake Lawn Resort. That'll about conclude it for this episode of Kunes Car Convos with Andre Jackson of the Milwaukee Bucks. Andre, thank you for your time. Thank you for showing up to this card show and signing autographs all day. I know the fans and kids appreciate it.
For sure.
Yeah, well, there you have it. Thanks,
man.
man.
I appreciate you.
Yep. Bye, guys.
Peace.